And welcome back to Panther Stadium. If you compare scores with common opponents, you would have expected that Lakeville North would be up handily today, but right now they find themselves down 14-0 at home versus Lakeville South. 9:52 remaining in the second quarter, a ton of game to be played. And this Panther team is not going to panic. Winners of 18 straight, they know how to come up with wins. Rajah Nelson in the shotgun. 1st and 10 from his own 41. Freeburg to his right. Mose to the right side. Dropping to throw. Stop and go. Mose has a step. The throw is just a little bit too far out in front. Some contact before the catch, but I think that it was uncatchable. The Lakeville North fans unhappy.
Well, we've got about 78 refs on this side of the stadium that think that was pass interference.
There was definitely contact. It was
one guy in the booth here that thinks it was a clean play.
I think it was clean as well.
Danny Atto, I was talking to Coach Burke this week as well. Danny Atto continues to improve at corner and had his best week last week against the Prior Lake Lakers.
He was on the coverage there. 2nd down at 10. Snap back to Nelson to give to Freeburg. Finds a seam. Jitterbugs his way for 6 yards across the 45 to the 46. And a manageable 3rd down for Lakeville North. They've already converted 2 third downs on this possession, both on Rajah Nelson runs. We'll see if that's the continued recipe for success. Right up to the huddle. Basically the same play, and
nice run.
It's just as successful. Another 6 yards across midfield to the 48. Logan Freeburg has ran for over 100 yards in 3 straight games and showing some good power for a small back on that play. 9:10 to go in the second quarter, 14-0 South. But you can hear Lakeville North getting into it as they continue this drive. Nelson in the deep shotgun. Another play up the middle. And Freeburg makes the first guy miss and explodes up the gut. Still pushing the pile near the 40-yard line. A gain of 7.
A little more sense of urgency now in the running game for North. It seems now like they've got a little bit of momentum. It's like they used the pass to open up the run. 3 positive plays in a row, positive yardage for Freeburg.
Ball spotted right on the 40 of Lakeville South. 2nd and 2. Down by 2 touchdowns. The number 1 team in the state trying to answer back after a slow start. Snap to Nelson. They seem to have found something up that gut. Another handoff to Freeburg.
Probably
very close to another 1st down.
Going to have to bring the chains in to measure this one, I think.
And that looks to be exactly what they're about to do. Little history in this matchup. This is the 18th all-time meeting between the two teams. Lakeville North leads the series 12-5 and have won this matchup 10 years in a row, including twice last year, once in the regular season and once at U.S. Bank Stadium in the state semifinals, part of that magical run for Lakeville South, where they started the season 1-5 and turned it around to make it to the eventual semifinal game before Lakeville North, who was just a wrecking ball last year. They're very good this year, but last year there was nobody going to deny them.
Well, South got ahead in that game as well, right? 7-0 last year? Was that?
That is true on a big run by Shabazz. History may be repeating itself. It's not ruled a 1st down, 3rd down, and a yard for Lakeville North on the South 38. Nelson in the gun, a back flanking each side. It's Freeburg and Redenbaugh. Keeping it to the right, now dropping to throw. Now deciding to keep it again as Rajah Nelson runs into one of his own blockers. But by the eye test, I would say has just enough for the 1st down to the 42.
Yeah, they were looking to break a big play there and throw the pass down to Mose, but South did not bite on that. And I do think, Logan, it's going to be a 1st down. But I guess they're bringing the chains out.
They're bringing the chains out again. I mentioned 42. It's right about on that 38, so.
Well, it gives me time for another shout-out. Ben Schwieters, Lincoln, Nebraska. Hope your Huskers can pick it up a little bit for you. So far, not so good.
If Coach Vossen and Lakeville North would win today, it would be win number 90 for Brian Vossen, who's been awfully impressive over his career. An 89-19 record, an 82% winning percentage, and an 11-1 record against Lakeville South. Chain gang still out there.
Hopefully we can resume the play. I'm hearing a lot of stats that are definitely for the Panthers. So
it has been a one-sided rivalry initially, just a hair short. The official thinks it was fourth down. The coaches, I'm sure, corrected him quickly. Panthers likely to go for it here on 4th and inches on the Cougar 38. They have turned it over on downs once today on 4th and long. This one just 4th and inches. We don't see Raja Nelson under center very much, but you wonder if maybe that'll be the case here.
Well, they tried to take that shot on 3rd down, knowing that they'd go for it on 4th down, and we'll see if that ends up being a good decision for the Panthers. Big play here in the game.
4th and inches, 14-0 South. North trying to continue this drive. Waiting for the official to set down the ball. Or at least move his hand from up above it. Johnny Shabazz and George Brecky, touchdowns for Lakeville South. Nelson under center. 4th and inches. He keeps it himself. He has the inches. Picks up 3. And 1st and 10 for Lakeville North as they continue their march towards potentially their first score of the game.
Nice to see both student sections dressed in the same colors. Their show of blue, sign of solidarity, Lakeville strong. I like to see that.
Definitely, both student sections are filling it up tonight. Great night for football.
And a little bit of a trick play. And giving it on the outside is Freeberg, who just trips over one of the chalk lines at the 25, stumbles down to the 20. A gain of 12 by Logan Freeberg, starting to find a little bit of a rhythm as this Lakeville North team still down 14-0, 7.5 minutes to play in the second quarter. Lakeville North love to punch this in, just gain this momentum. The defense has been on the field forever for Lakeville South. Nelson takes the snap, the same play again. Doesn't work quite as well. Still a positive gain down to the 20, so a gain of 3.
Iowa State Cyclone Eric Weckman hopes that this thing turns around soon. Shout out to him. What are we up to, Logan?
I'm going to be a rich man after this. Logan Anderson here with Troy Sargent, the Lakeville South representative of this crew, and of course Mark Hadorf, the Lakeville North representative. 2nd down and 8 from the South 20 for Lakeville North. Nelson reaches back for the snap, keeps it himself, has a seat, still going, breaks a tackle down inside the 10 to the 5.
Hasn't had much space so far tonight, but came close to getting in on the end zone on that one.
21 yards for Raja Nelson on the carry. 1st and goal for Lakeville North. Down 14-0 to Lakeville South. 6:34 to go till halftime. A critical drive for the Panthers. And right now, answering like defending champions, but would need to finish this off, and there may be an injured player down on that far side. Can't see who it is or even what. It's a red jersey. And I'm afraid that may be Raja Nelson. I don't see a number 7 in the huddle. That would be an enormous loss for the Panthers. It goes without saying. Hopefully he'll be okay. It is 1st and goal from the 6. Nelson is up, walking under his own power. he'll have to take at least one play off, I would assume. He's trying to walk back to the huddle. His coach pulls him off. So Tommy Hartwell, the senior for the Panthers, into the game. His brother Mike, a former starter for the team. 6:34 to go, 14-0. Lakeville South Cougars with the early lead. Cougars ranked number 5 in the state. Lakeville North number 1. A battle of top 5 teams. Hartwell in the gun, backs on each side. Hands off to Freeberg. Finds a little crack to the left, but is wrenched down by several white jerseys. Getting there first, I believe, was Mark Mosier. A gain of 3.
Well, Nelson's coming back out here. It was just one play off. Hopefully he's all right.
A gain of 2 officially. 2nd and goal from the 5 with Raja Nelson back at the helm. Good to see. At any level, you never want to see anybody go down because of an injury, even if you're a South fan.
Agreed.
Just under 6 minutes to go until halftime. Lakeville North with everybody in tight. No receivers. Nelson with Freeberg to his left. Fakes the handoff to Freeberg. Dances for a yard, maybe 2. No gain, it's ruled. Not a great spot, but that Lakeville South front is making things difficult for the Panthers. 3rd and goal from the 5.
Cam Williams with a nice hit in the middle there to try to provide a little goal line stand.
Winding down towards the 5-minute mark in the second quarter. Nelson in the gun. Freeberg to his left. 2 tight ends to the left. A little cross buck action, and Freeberg explodes forward for a Lakeville North touchdown. Play Freeberg, they all say. 4:58 to go. And Freeberg with a big score, his 6th touchdown of the year. In for the extra point is Fisk.
Suddenly sounds like a wedding celebration broke out here. Fisk was automatic last week on all his kicks, extra points, and a field goal.
He's missed only one all year, and that was blocked, but that's blocked again.
Well. Kind of a high snap there, didn't get it down in time, and great pursuit by South to get in there.
I think getting the hand on that one was Jack Leland. 4:58 to go. It's 14-6 in the second quarter. Lakeville South leads Lakeville North. We'll see if the Panthers can come up with a stop defensively after this on LNPanthers.live.
To fuel a Lakeville North Panther, nothing but the best of fresh food is good enough. That's why your Lakeville Hy-Vee provides nothing but the freshest produce, choices